Welcome back to my IGTV channel. My name's Alexa, and this is the place to get daily tips, tricks, and hacks to help you live healthy, get happy, and find more joy. Now, I'm saying every weekday, I'm gonna be releasing a new video, a short video. Hopefully these will get a little bit shorter to help you live a more realistic and healthy life, something that works for you. I'm going for lasting healthier, not the quick fix. So these are just practical daily little things that you can either think about or incorporate into your life to live healthier. Now today we're talking all about personalities and how it relates to your health. Now I know this is a little far-fetched and you might be wondering, how is she gonna pull this back to health? But over the last few years, I have to say that this is one of the most fascinating subjects that I've studied and yet most impactful. And what I mean by that is that we can go through so much of life doing all the things that we think we should be doing, whether it's we're told we should be doing this, or we saw our friends doing this, or we don't even know what to believe, and so we just do things. And instead of really knowing who we are and working with ourselves. Now, there's one thing that I really believe about health, and that's we have to learn to work with our bodies instead of against it. And the only way that we can learn to work with our bodies is if we know our bodies. And that means knowing our mind. That means knowing our strengths and our weaknesses and knowing where we work well, how we respond to stress, how we interact in relationships, our work environment, our home environment. You can learn all of this from simply taking the Enneagram. It basically tells you how you were hardwired. Now, of course, we're all unique and individualized. This just gives an overall picture of, okay, these are some ideas and these are some things that we probably can assume based off the questions that you answered and how you work. Now, the thing about it is it's been really eye-opening to me and the fact of how people live their lives, right? So some people say, you should do all the meal planning in the world, but if you're not a type A, super organized person like I'm not, then that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. That's more of a chore than anything else. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have discipline and do things that are hard, but I'm saying maybe there's a more enticing way to get me to meal plan. So can I be creative with it? Can it not be so set in stone that we have to eat that every single night, but rather just a means and a guidelines to what we could be eating if we're stressed? So knowing your Enneagram, knowing your personality can, in fact, help you to excel and incorporate these health practices that we're talking about into your already ingrained hardwiring structure. It's so much different than just trying to incorporate all these things and all these tools that don't align with you. Maybe they're your weaknesses. And if we work so against our body, what happens? We get stressed, right? And we know that stress increases our cortisol and it sends this whole hormonal cascade throughout our body. That's really not something that we ideally want long term, because it can prevent you from losing weight and getting healthy and wreck your immune system and all these things. So we don't want to work so much against our body that we live in a constant stress mode. We're constantly frazzled and chaotic and we're really not getting anywhere in our health journey. Rather, what if you learned more about who you are and you really started to work with what works for you? And I think that can make a huge and powerful change in your life. And that's my encouragement to you today, is to get to know who you are. So whether you take the test, like the 16 personalities test, or you go and learn more about the Enneagram, which you can read great books like The Road Back to You to learn more about that. But I think once you really start to learn about who you are and what it is that you really value, you can create that positive emotion that we've been talking about to create lasting change. You can find the desire inside that's been missing all along and really holding you back to living a better life just by learning more about you. It's not a selfish thing like so many people used to think, but it's really a selfless thing, because the more you can learn about yourself, the more you can take care of yourself, the more you have to give to other people. So that's my encouragement to you, is to check out your personality type, learn more about it, and start to take all of these health practices, even exercise and the food that you eat, and start to learn, okay, where are my strengths and where are my weaknesses, and how can I make this really work for me? Because once we start to do that, then health gets so much easier. Even the discipline of health gets easier. So that's your challenge today. Let me know, leave a message in the comments below on what your personality type is, maybe what your Enneagram number is. I'll give you mine. Mine's a number 3. I'm an achiever, so I know that I work to achieve things. So to me, it's not so much about what type of exercise that I do. It's just that I do it because I want to achieve that and check it off my list. So there's so many other ways that we could talk about personality, but to keep this short, leave a comment below. Let me know what that is and one thing that you learned about yourself that can help you live a healthier life. Thank you so much for tuning into my IGTV channel. Remember, I'm back here every single weekday, so stay tuned for more videos coming up tomorrow.